Hey everybody, Randy here in Eastwood Garage. Thanks for joining us for another live video. Today we're going to be talking about powder coating, specifically chrome powder, which we're actually going to do live. So Beau, this is Beau, product manager for powder coating. So what are we going to do today?
Today we're going to talk about how to apply and cure our new chrome powder.
Okay.
Go over the process that goes with that. After that we're going to talk about applying second coats. We have the valve cover here. We based it in white, so now we're going to go and top it with our new atomic orange powder. Show you the problems that can happen with that and how to avoid them.
And a lot of tips and tricks and everything else along the way.
Everything you need to know.
And before we get started with all that, we do have to hurry because we're actually going to apply the powder and cure it live, so you know that there's no trickery or Photoshop or anything involved, because a lot of people think there is when they see chrome powder. So we're going to show you some that we already did a couple days ago, but you're actually going to see live powder applied in the oven, cured, come back out, so you'll know that there's no tricks. And if you have any questions, don't forget to post them in the comment section. Scott's over here, our lead tech, and he's going to be answering them, and he's going to throw some of them to us. So if you have any questions that we can try to answer live on the air, we're going to do that too. And we're also giving away today a free underhood light. Right here is one of our most popular products. Actually, it stretches, so you can hang it underneath your hood. So to have a chance to win this, all you have to do is share this video, or in the comment section, let us know what time that you really want to see these live videos, whether it's 9 a.m., noon, or 3 Eastern time. So all you got to do is type in 9, noon, or 3, and because we're just trying to find out what the best time is for everybody to be able to interact and ask questions. So now that we got all that out of the way, I guess we can get the camera in here and show basically some of the stuff we've already done. So if we get Joe in here, maybe get some close-ups. So you can see our new extreme chrome powder right here on this motorcycle caliper housing and on a breather cap from a valve cover. So we just sprayed these out a couple days ago, and we're actually going to do that, and we're going to spray live today. We're going to spray another one of these, and you're actually going to get to watch it cure. Over here we've got two valve covers. This one here we did on our bright white powder, or gloss white powder, and this one we're actually going to show you how to apply another coat. Beau's going to show you how to apply a second coat over top. Like chrome, there's some tricks to doing chrome. There's also some tricks for applying powder over powder. And if you can see right here, we also did this one. So what we're going to do is we're going to apply atomic powder over this white powder. Here we already did it. You can see we taped off half of it, and this was white powder. Then we applied the atomic powder over the entire thing. So this orange is the same atomic orange, but this is over white, and this is just over the chrome valve cover. And for other examples right here, we have this air cleaner cover, same thing. This side was done in white, and then I covered the entire thing in rally blue. So you can see this side is the rally blue over chrome, and this side right here is the rally blue over white. That might be a little thin, but it's whatever you want. And so you can see that based on the base, it's based on the base. Based on your base color, it's going to change the appearance of the top coat. So because we're limited on time here, let's start spraying some chrome powder, go over everything we need. So how do we get started?
Basically, it starts with the gun. This is our dual voltage gun. It has two power settings, a low setting which is 12,000 kV or 12,000 volts, a high setting which is around 25 kV, 25,000 volts.
And quickly, the dual voltage, this is the gun you want because the dual voltage is going to allow you to get into all these areas.
Exactly. With the lower voltage setting, you can get into tighter areas, bends, you have less cage Faraday effect.
And then you can go over the big areas.
Exactly.
So we can get into more of that, the technical stuff later, because let's get the chrome applied so then we can get it in the oven cured while we're live.
All right.
And then also do this one too.
Exactly.
So we got a lot to do.
So this is our chrome powder. Comes in our 8-ounce bottle. You can also get it in pounds. You simply screw it onto the base of the gun like this. Make sure it's secure. Mm-hmm. And then you grab an air line.
Let me get it. So it's underneath this cord. There we go.
And you plug it into your regulator. Here we have a really good air system with a dryer desiccant and a filter built in.
Yeah,
if we don't have this,
that's very important to have a dryer.
It is. So we offer two options. This is a mini desiccant filter for getting water out of the system, and this is one of our regular filters for getting, you know, dirts and stuff like that, other contaminants out of your airline. So again, if you don't have a fancy setup like we do with a big dryer desiccant filter, you can use these, and they work quite well. Once you hook the gun up, I like to have my gun set between 10 and 5 PSI.
Okay.
I kind of judge it off of flow.
And that's just the regulator right there.
Yep, regulator right here. I'll do a little test so I can shoot it out, and you'll see a cloud come out. The chrome's hard to see right now because it's kind of a gray.
Yeah.
When we do the orange, you should be able to see that better. But everything's set up good to go here. So I'll grab our control unit.
So we'll set this.
And I'll bring it over here. And here we have our part. I've already set it up to save time. We've prepped it with pre-painting spray.
Oh, yeah, that's one of the keys. Here, I'll grab it. Always want to make sure you wipe it down with pre-painting prep. Is that good there? So that's one of the that's what you want to do first. And then another thing, you know, have some good rags, tack cloth, stuff like that on hand.
Yeah, exactly.
And try not, when you're wiping it down, make sure you have some gloves. You know, because you don't want to be getting the oils off your fingers on the stuff.
Exactly. You don't want to undo the work you just did.
Now I see you're actually hanging it, so you could place it on here, right?
You can.
But because, let me see if I can twist this around so Joe can see. There's some areas on the back here that he did not want to powder coat, so he taped them off with some high heat tape. So because he taped everything off, if you can see that, setting it on there, you wouldn't have got a very good ground.
Exactly. And also you can have some potential for lines around the edges from the grate.
Yeah.
So I like to hang things.
So he hangs it and runs it through one of the holes and just back up. And I see what you do is you loop the wire so it stays away from the edges. Is that why it's
exactly? I try to keep the loop big. Again, you can get into some issues with cage Faraday effect, which is a buildup of the electrical charge. So I try to keep that loop big so that you don't have issues getting your coating on there.
Yeah, it's good little tip. And then there's plugs in the holes, and we offer the plugs too, the high temp plugs. So we'll show them. So I guess now we can start applying the powder.
Yeah, there's two ways you can go about it. One, our gun has a diverter tip that it comes with. You can do it without the diverter tip. I tend to like the diverter tip, especially with items that have a lot of curves and inside corners. It helps fight off, again, that cage Faraday effect I keep talking about, which will cause the powder not to want to stick in those spots. So I'll put the diverter tip on, I hook up our ground, make sure I have a good ground here, and then I'll start to apply. To apply, you push the trigger over here, which activates the gun, and then I'll use the diverter to kind of spray to the side, because it helps charge the powder but not the part. So it makes it easier to get that coverage, especially in those tight areas.
So you're saying is if you didn't have that on there, you would end up with almost too much voltage or too much electricity aimed at that area, aimed at one area?
Yeah, what it would do is...
You're trying to spread it out.
Yeah, it would build up in the corners. So anywhere you have an inside corner or a tight spot, the charge the gun puts off wants to build up there.
Okay.
And if it does, it'll make it really hard to get the coating there, and you'll have to do some other tricks like blow it off and heat it up to try to get rid of that charge, or to leave it grounded and wait for it to trickle out. By going about it this way, you pretty much remove all that risk of that happening, and you can do it on the first try.
Because even static electricity could come into play.
Exactly.
Which we'll get into when we do the second coat, because it tends to happen more then, right?
Exactly. So what I'm going to do is just hit all these from the side and try to make sure I'm getting a good coat everywhere.
Underneath?
Yeah, underneath. I specifically try to do the tight corners first, because if you get them first, they tend to be a little bit easier. If you wait until the end, again, that charge will build up there.
And the one nice thing about powder is that if you screw up, you bump into it, you just blow it off, wipe it down.
Exactly.
It's not like paint where
you have to wipe it or sand it and start all over.
So you just have an air hose and blow it off. And this and typically, we're not doing it. Typically, you should be wearing a mask like this, like just a simple dust mask. But because we're on camera, we got to talk. We can't really do it. But that's something you should try to do if you can. Now, this home powder coating system was actually developed by Mark, one of our product engineers, here at Eastwood about 18 years ago.
20
years ago, he brought it in, and he's still here. It's hard to believe. So yeah, and he's developed a lot more products besides this.
So I'll look it over. It looks pretty good. I don't see any light spots.
Joe, can you get in here just to show what it looks like, you know? just to see, because you're going to see how dark gray it is now and what it's going to end up. So you're going to see when we talk about flow out is when it goes from, maybe I help you out here with an angle. So that's it, and this is what it's going to look like after it cures. Just to show you as an example of. Are we good?
Yeah, we're good.
Just to show you an example of how the chrome goes. So when we get everything set, then we just put it in the oven.
Exactly.
Now, we set the oven to 450, and one thing you do want to check as we bring it over here, get yourself an IR thermometer. When you're warming up your ovens, like we have that one over there going, just hit it with an IR thermometer and see how close it actually is to what your oven's reading. You know, because sometimes ovens might be off 20 degrees, so if you're trying to set it at 400, you may find out that you have to set it at 390 to get 4. You may set it at 420 to get 4.
Exactly.
So an a good IR thermometer like this is good to have. So we got this one already set, ready to go. And
we ready?
I guess we can put it in. I mean,
so
this is actually our paint and powder stand we're using here.
It is. So what I did here with the rack to save me some troubles in the future, I wrap the ends and then I'll unwrap them before I put it in the oven. And that's so you don't get powder building up on the edges of the rack. What will happen is the powder will melt and it will stick to the oven.
Yes, which I found out the other day when I accidentally did that. So now are we going to want this at 450 or 400 now?
I'm going to turn it down to 400 now.
Okay.
The chrome...
You get in here, Joe, maybe check out this our powder oven. So, and we got a tip here on the chrome. When doing the chrome is a little different.
It is. It's a little bit more sensitive than the other powders.
So this is our oven that we sell.
It is.
For powder coating. So what were you going to say about chrome before I...
So with the chrome, if it doesn't cure right, you lose reflectivity, the finish doesn't come out right. Whereas with other powders, if you don't cure it right, everything looks good, but the physical strength of it isn't there.
Okay.
So with the chrome, the way I do it, I put it in, I'll come back with the IR thermometer. Once it's flowed out, I'll take a temperature reading to see if the part itself has gotten up to 400 degrees.
Because typically, the way we suggest is when it flows out, meaning when this starts to look shiny, like it's finished, then you just set the timer to 20 minutes to fully cure it, and then you're done.
Exactly.
But with chrome, you don't want to do that. It's going to flow out, but you're saying let the part get to 400 degrees.
Yeah, in the industry, it's called peak metal temperature.
Okay.
Basically what it is, if the part itself doesn't get up to that 400 degrees, the powder can still flow out, but it won't bond. And with the chrome, again, it won't get that reflectivity that you want.
Okay.
So it'll come out more of a dark gray, silver.
Not the chrome that you're looking for.
Exactly.
So you guys out there that are trying to do chrome and want to do it right, just remember that. Make sure the part hits, get your IR thermometer and check the part, you know, after don't just count on the flow out. After it flows out, check it once in a while. When the part actually hits 400 degrees,
then you set
your timer.
Exactly.
So, all right, so we'll have to keep an eye on this.
Yep.
And we're going to get started doing some other stuff.
So I'll grab this.
So we're going to use another powder, to go quicker, we're going to use another powder coating gun. So, like we said, we already powder coated this in white. We already powder coated this with white, and we're actually going to get to see the video on that because we shot a video. We shot a video of all of this stuff we did earlier in the week. We got a video on the white. We've got a video on doing the atomic orange over chrome and white, and the rally blue over the chrome and blue. So, but to save time, we had to do this ahead of time. So this one was already powder coated in white, and like we were saying, there are some tips or tricks maybe, just like chrome, to doing powder over powder, doing a second coat.
Exactly. Doing the second coat tends to be a little bit harder. The plastic from the powder coating tends to create an insulating barrier. So it doesn't want to coat as well. And then some other issues can kind of arise depending upon how you clean the part, like static buildup, stuff like that.
Yeah, because when I first applied the second coat here, I made a mistake, and I came and I got you and Mark, and you fixed it, and I hadn't have any problems. I was getting little spots where the second coat of powder wasn't.
Yeah, they looked like fish eyes.
Yeah, it looked like fish eyes. And it was the reason was because there was static electricity, because I wasn't using this diffuser. I wasn't using the diffuser on the end of the gun, and I guess maybe from rubbing it down, the electric coming out, it was.
Yeah, you were building
Yeah.
a charge on the part.
So you guys suggested cooking the part for a few minutes at 100 degrees.
Yep.
And put the diffuser on, and then, as you can see, it came out basically perfect. With just that one little tip, and it solved all my problems. But that's another good thing about powder. I solved the problem. I blew it off, wiped the part down,
Yeah, start all over.
and then start all over. With paint, I would have been.
You'd have to let it
I
dry.
would have
and
been
then strip
sanding
it.
the whole thing down and starting over. I would just had to go out and buy new ones and spend a lot more money.
Exactly.
But I just blew it off and started again. All right, so now I guess we can start with this one here. And then later on we can get into some other stuff. You can see we got springs here. We got some glass that we hot flocked. We'll get into hot flocking. We're going to show you some durability and just some of the tools and supplies you need for powder coat. Because one thing about powder coating, it's relatively inexpensive.
It is. I mean, compared to what you need to buy for a paint setup,
Yeah.
it's very inexpensive.
And this is going to be, like this was our gloss white, and now we're going to do atomic orange right here. Pass it off.
All right.
And we'll get into cleanup, because cleanup's really easy when we're done here. We'll show you how easy it is to clean up your powder equipment, a lot easier than a gun. Or a lot easier than a paint gun, I should
Yes.
say.
So for this one, I'm going to wear gloves. Again, I don't want to get the oil from my skin on the valve cover. If you do, and you start to apply the powder, you'll see fingerprints or circle marks from where your hands were. Again, it's just the oils pushing the powder away.
And for this, we're using a real oven. We have a real electric oven. You can see in the background here. That's if you want to get into powder coating, you can find an old electric oven or anything like that. It's great for.
Yeah, it is. It lets you do bigger items like wheels or valve covers.
But not a gas stove.
Yes, definitely not a gas stove.
So if you can get an old electric oven, we also sell heat lamps if you're looking to do big stuff too.
Yeah, you can do that too for frames, motorcycles, stuff like
Yeah.
that.
So this is similar technique.
It is. Again, you start with the powder. I tend to shake it up before I use it just to make sure it's kind of fluffed and broken up.
Mm-hmm.
It helps fluidize it easier in the bottle. Screw it on tight. I'll bring it over here. So for this part, I'm going to ground it slightly different.
Okay.
With the valve cover,
Because you can see there's, other people have been powder coated and everything else. And
they have. And with this, if you look up on the inside, it has a baffle here. So I can feed my wire up through here. If possible, it's always best to ground directly to the part. So this allows me to do that. This will give me the best ground and also the best transfer efficiency. So again, you hook up your air
do we need
line.
to put aluminum foil on the edges of this, or?
Normally I would. This one we've already coated pretty hard, so I figured I'd save the time.
Yeah. Somebody sprayed atomic orange the other day, maybe.
I wouldn't know who that was.
Yeah.
So again, I'll check my air pressure and kind of the flow coming out of the gun. This one's a little low. You can barely see it coming out. So I will turn it up. And there you start to see the orange cloud coming out. I don't know if you can see that, Joe. So once I get the flow where I want it to be, again, I'm going to come to the part, and I'm going to start with the hard corners, like in here, down along the base, because that's the best place to start. And I'm also going to try to do it with the diverter and pass by the part at essentially a 90-degree angle.
Oh, we don't want to forget about this.
Oh, that's right.
It's starting to flow out, but I think we're all right. I'll check the temperature. 250. So that part's at 250. We got to keep an eye on it. I get distracted pretty easily sometimes.
Me too. So then, like I said, I'm going to work and kind of pass by the side and just make sure I have it on the higher setting. I don't, which is part of my problem here. So I turned it up to the higher voltage setting, the 25 kV, to help fight through the original coating, and there you'll see it starts to stick better.
This is a good, now that's like, pumpkin season and hunting season if you need your
Exactly. I mean, you can
hunting
use this
valve cover.
hunting valve cover, or if you got fishing stuff, you want to make lures, comes in handy for that.
Powder coat lures. Yeah, we got some glass. We can show us that. Yeah, you can powder coat a lot of stuff, I guess. Do you say you did outlet covers?
I did. So I wanted to make my garage look a little bit more fit and finished, and I went and bought the galvanized outlet covers you can buy at a hardware store, and I hit them with our gloss white powder, and now they look like, you know, they're a fit and finished outlet box, as opposed to just the industrial steel look.
Yeah. So, if you're just tuning in, don't forget to share. Don't forget to share this video for a chance to win that underhood light. And just comment what time you want to see these live videos. 9, noon, or 3 Eastern time. Because we want to try to get the videos out there at the best time for everybody to watch them and interact. And if you're watching it recorded, if you're watching this video recorded, you can still comment. You still have a chance to win. We're not going to give away the prize till tomorrow because we really want to hear what time everybody wants to see these live videos. Do we have any questions yet, Scott?
Good so far. I've been knocking them out so you guys can keep powdering.
And you can.
Looks pretty good over here.
It does. It's this side over here. It's fighting me a little bit. Again, the second coat's always a little bit tougher, and you start getting some of the cage Faraday.
Well, it's starting. Yeah, now you're starting to fill everything in.
Yeah. And you can, as you work the part, just look around. You'll see the light spots where the base color comes through. This orange is great for that because when you get good coverage, it's very bright orange.
Oh, I got to check the chrome. We're up to about 300 on the chrome. So a few more minutes and then we'll set the timer for that.
All right. And I think
We're good? Get this in the oven. If anybody's just tuning in, Joe, I can bring it up. Maybe I can bring it over. This is what we're doing. We're applying the orange over white. So we're going to end up with this in case we're kind of limited by time in this live video and we can't wait around for 25 minutes for everything to cure. So to show you what it's going to look like when it's done, it's going to look like this side. This is white with the atomic orange over it, and this side right here is just, it's the exact same atomic orange. This was all applied at the same time, but this is over the chrome valve cover. So that's what we're going for in case it's not cured by the time we get out of this video. So get this in the oven too.
Yep, I'm just going to pull the ground clip out of the bottom.
And I'll loosen this up for you.
All right.
Ready?
Yep.
Just get it in our oven. Uh-oh, should that one have come out?
I can put it over it.
So now we just gotta, so when that flows out, we'll set the timer.
Exactly. Let it flow out, set the timer for 20 minutes.
If you saw, we've been using this paint and powder stand. It actually has this other attachment here that just bolts there. It's got hangers. Bolts there like that. It's got hangers, a bunch, so you can hang stuff from it if you want to paint as well.
It's great for smaller parts.
So, we should check this quick. This was at 300. Whoops, whoop. Still at about 300 degrees, so we got a little bit to go there.
Yeah, it's a larger cast piece, so it takes a little bit more to heat up.
All right, so let's go over some of the, I guess some of the items you need to powder coat. We already saw the powder coating gun. So some other things you may want when powder coating. High heat tape.
Definite. There's two kinds. There's a fiberglass tape and then there's a plastic style tape. They're both designed for high temps, so when you put it in the oven, it's not going to melt or do anything weird. Definitely need those for taping up threads or holes, anything where there's tight tolerances. Same as with these, they're plugs. So again, if you have a bolt hole, you can stick this in the bolt hole and it'll protect it so it doesn't get build up in there.
The stainless wire.
Stainless wire. It's good for hanging parts. Also, if you got to ground something, sometimes you don't have a great ground point. So like I did with the caliper case that's in there, I stuck it down inside a hole next to one of the silicone fittings. Or you can tape to a spot you're not going to powder coat and use that as your ground if you don't have a good spot to clamp onto.
So, and we went over desiccant filters.
Yep.
Make sure you get some pre-paint prep.
Definitely have the pre. You have to get it pre-cleaned and get the oils out. If you don't, you're just going to have problems.
Gloves, dust mask.
Gloves, microfiber towels. I try not to wipe the part down. I'll spray it with pre and let the pre run off. If I have to, I'll use a microfiber towel. And then I'll use a high quality painting tack cloth to get all the fibers off.
Oh, the oven's not set high enough. The oven went down to 400. I set it back to 450.
Okay.
Maybe that's why it's taking a little longer.
So yeah, I mean, that's the basics of what you need. Other than that, air supply. Either big compressor, small compressor. This doesn't take very much air. So you can run it off of a little 3-gallon compressor. We're actually bringing one in just for that purpose.
And I see we got some other stuff here we powder coated.
We do. A couple
a
different
spring,
things.
that's a good...
It is. Those are return springs off a carburetor. What we did was we built a little stand so you could stretch them out. Once they're stretched out, you can powder coat them. Powder coating is very flexible, so when you put on a spring, it's not going to crack or peel. It's going to stay there and flex with the spring.
Yeah. We got translucents. Translucents are pretty cool looking.
They are. You can do a lot of neat things with them. Put them over chrome so you get that finish, or like the valve cover in the back, the blue one.
Yeah, we got this blue valve cover here.
We actually did that with our chrome powder as a base, and then put the rally blue over it to get that effect. And then when it was all done, we wanted to make it a
had a
little
chrome. You actually sprayed chrome on this.
Yeah, chrome powder.
And
so
then
we coated it with the rally blue as a second coat.
Oh, that's pretty cool. And then sanded.
Exactly. Sanded the letters and the stripes down so you had that lettering again. And it gave it that little bit of pop to kind of break all the blue.
Well, how about the glass? Speaking of because so you're powder coating, and the whole thing's based on a good ground and electric, and we've got glass, which is an insulator, not a conductor.
Glass is a little bit different. So with glass, we do what's called hot flocking. We take the covers off, and what you'll do is you'll treat this just like a metal part. You'll hit it with the pre. You'll clean it all up, but then what you do, instead of trying to coat it with an electrical charge, you'll stick it in your oven and heat it up to 450, 500 degrees. And the reason for that is so you can do what's called hot flocking. Essentially, you're going to spray the powder like it's paint and just melt it onto the part.
And that one looks really, I mean, these all look pretty good here.
Yeah, this one came out very nice.
The blue one looks really cool. And we even did one in chrome. You get in and see them.
And again, you can layer it, so if you wanted the chrome with the blue over it or the orange, you can do that too.
Oh, okay.
Sky's kind of the limit with that.
Yeah.
But again, you heat it up, spray it on. If it's not, you have to be quick, because if it cools off, then you'll have imperfections in the finish.
Yeah.
So if you think it's starting to cool off, you can throw it back in the oven, let it heat back up, pull it back out and spray it again.
Okay.
And once you get it coated well, put it back in, let it cure like you would metal, and you get this finish.
That's really cool. I'm going to check the chrome part here, see what we're at. So it's reading about 380.
Okay.
So you have another minute maybe?
Yeah.
To get that one going. So we may not, 20 minutes is going to be...
It's going to be tough.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to actually see this. We may have to come back. Well, we can see what else we have.
I mean, we could do some durability, talk about, how you can hit it with impact.
Play a game of cards or something, clean out.
Exactly. So this is one of our test panels, and what we did was we coated it in our red powder, and then we struck it with a hammer. And the neat thing about powder is it bonds to the metal substrate. So instead of flaking off like a paint will, it'll actually curl with the metal and stick on.
So let me check this again, because we were so close. See if we are at 400. Okay, we're at 390. I think 390. Can I set it to try it?
That should be good.
Okay. So we're setting the oven for 20 minutes. We set the oven at 20 minutes. It was at 390. It's supposed to be 400. We're trying to show you guys this live. So Joe, can you get in and see this part? We'll hit it with a hammer again to show you what we're talking about. So this was powder coated. So this part here is powder coated. And as you can see, I put it down, we hit it with a hammer. And it didn't blister like paint would blister, where this just stretched it. So if I set it down here, Joe, I could hit it again just to show. All right? Are you? Okay, so you hit it. So now you can see it it just stretches the powder. It doesn't actually blister and peel it off.
Exactly.
And here's just aluminum foil. Joe, you still on it? Yep. So we powder coated aluminum foil with that Rally Blue. You can ball it up. Slide it back out. Ball it up. You can ball it up good. And it's that durable. It doesn't actually fall off like paint would or split, blister. So, all right. Now we got 20 minutes. We went a little faster. We went a little faster than we thought, I guess, because our plan was to pull the chrome out. You're gonna see what it looks like in a few minutes. I mean, it won't be done curing.
We could go through some troubleshooting.
Oh, we could show how to clean the guns. That way I don't have to clean them out when this is over.
That too.
So, all right. So how easy, we talked about how easy cleaning a powder coating gun is. We should also check this, see if this is flowing out. We should probably set the timer on this too, huh?
Yeah.
All right. So this is, there we go. And then cook time, I think. No. Oh, geez. No, no, because we're not cooking. Oh, geez. Start. Okay.
I think we're good.
Yeah, it's a shame you can't microwave these. It'd be a little easier. A little quicker, too. Why don't we come up with that? Then we could definitely do these during a live stream.
I'll put it on the list.
Yeah, let's develop that. Or you guys develop that. Give me the credit. So, all right.
Cleanup. Really easy. So first step, I take the powder bottle off the gun.
Here, I'll put it.
I'll tap it a little bit just to try to get whatever's in the gun out. And then you just take a blowgun on your airline, and I'll start down here, blow the handle off. I'll get in here, blow that off. I don't know how much of a mess you want me to make out here.
That's fine. We got somebody else can mop it.
Okay. So then I just blow everything off. Make sure that you keep the tip of the gun away from you, or else you'll become very colorful. Blow it off like that.
And that's it?
That's cleanup. You're done. No solvents, no chemicals. I'll come back and I'll wipe down all the wires in the box just to get the rest of that up, but that's it. And that's how you change colors too.
Wow. That's pretty easy and simple. So do we have any questions here, Scott?
So far I've been counting them out. You're good.
Is anybody going to be disappointed?
They did want to talk about multiple coats, like what the maximum number of coats you can really do is.
With our gun, you're probably limited to about 3. Just due to the voltage, we only go up to 25,000 volts. So on that third coat, you're going to notice a lot of problems where you're trying to get the coating. It's not going to want to stick, or you're going to get some blotchiness to it. Once you get that high, you're probably going to have to hot flock the part to go ahead and get it to stick that third coat.
Yeah. So usually 2.
2 is your safest bet.
Yeah.
3 maybe.
Okay.
Depending upon how thick the first 2 are.
Do we have what time people is anybody answering?
Oh yeah, we
what
have
time?
a lot of people answering now. We're getting a lot of 3 o'clocks. We're getting noon. Seems like a lot of people that would like 3 o'clock. One of the other questions they had too was chemical resistance on properly cured powder.
Properly cured powder is more chemically resistant than paints. It can stand up to brake fluid, gas, acetone. It's not completely impervious
indestructible.
to it,
Yeah.
but if you get it on there, you can wipe it off. It's not going to eat at it or peel it up. So it's good there. Like you can see, we did a brake caliper housing. I did the brake calipers on my motorcycle. And the reason I did them in powder was because of that chemical resistance.
And it'll resist some temperatures too.
It will. I mean up to around 200 degrees, give or take, depending upon the powder.
Okay. So we have, and if you're watching, just joining us, we're giving away that underhood light, the big one you'll see in a bunch of our videos. All you have to do for a chance to win is share this video. Just click share if you're on Facebook, or if you're on Facebook or YouTube, you can also just comment what time you want to see these live videos. And your choices are 9 a.m., noon, or 3 p.m. Eastern time, since we're in Pennsylvania. So, and don't forget, every Wednesday, our live videos are generally at 3 o'clock, and they're metal fab or welding, which is a popular topic. So join us every Wednesday. We're trying to do about 3 of these a week. And we're trying different concepts. Last week, we actually, we're storing a Camaro and a Corvair, which a lot of you have seen in our videos. It's going to be an upcoming web series, which I believe is going to debut in January. So you probably start seeing some promos for it here coming up. And it's Camaro. The cool thing about this web series is the Camaro is going to be all parts from AMD. So we're going to show you how, like a typical restoration, a Camaro is a car that you can pretty much buy everything for. And this Camaro needed everything.
Yes, it
AMD, we got hooked up with them. They're great. So they got us a lot of stuff. So we're going to show you how to put all those new panels on the car. Plus there is some other stuff that needed patched. And then the Corvair, since maybe they're not as popular, I don't know how the Corvair fans are going to feel about that. But there's not as many parts available for a Corvair as there are for a Camaro. So Mark, who developed the home powder coating system, you're going to see him build the stuff, build fenders, build a door skin, floor pans, and he's going to do it cheaper than what you could pay somebody, because he's going to buy the tools and then build the stuff himself. So he's going to show you how, like, if you just invest in yourself, you can really save a lot of money and just take pride in your work, because you can tell people, hey, I actually built that door skin. So we're really excited about this series. We've been talking about it for a while, but you guys are going to see it here very shortly. So is there any other questions we need to go over here?
Pretty much most of them, still kind of beating in. I got on now also what they want to see in their upcoming videos. So
Oh yeah,
starting to see that stuff pour in.
Yeah, like what? Yeah, let us know. Oh, I forgot. Scott's not you're not mic'd up
Today.
So usually he's mic'd up, but today he's not because there's 2 of us here. So he was just saying that a lot of don't be afraid to comment on what you want to see in these live videos, because it gives us ideas, because we want to do what you guys want to see, which is how the powder coating one started, which is how we've done. The one yesterday was on metal cutting. People just asked what tools to cut some metal, so we just did one on metal cutting tools. Yep. So even if you're not sure what you should use, we might have 5 or 6 options, and you only thought there was 1 or 2. So we can do, not just how-tos, we can go over demonstrations on, just products. So let me check my notes, maybe see how we're doing with that. Yeah, I guess the other thing is really some of the non-car stuff. Did we go over some of the non-car stuff besides? We went over Yeti cups people do.
Yeti cups, I mean, anything metallic that can withstand 400 degrees heat, you can do. It's the easiest to do.
Fishing lures.
Fishing lures. I did outlet covers. My girlfriend has requested I do special projects here and there. I have a coffee table I'm going to do.
Like we did this glass. We got candles in some of them. So we showed like a little arts and crafts, idea there.
I mean, you can even go as far as ceramics if you wanted to. Again,
really?
They can take the heat. You have to hot flock them. Kind of the sky's the limit as long as it can take that 400 degrees heat. Yeah,
and you're going to see a lot. As we powder coated this stuff, we shot video. Excuse me. So you're going to see the videos on how we did the chrome, how we did this atomic orange, how we did the rally blue. And this video is going to be uploaded for everybody to watch in the future on YouTube. So you'll be able to keep watching it and post comments. So
I think that's good if we want to show it.
Yeah, okay. So the chrome, it's not completely cured, but we're going to give you guys a very good idea of what it looks like if we can get Joe to come in, or if he just wants to stand back there and zoom. A lot of you guys, if you've seen our TIG video, you're probably a big fan of Joe. He gets a lot of comments on our live TIG video. Oh, look at that. I don't know if I should bring a light over. Can you see that? Is it reflecting, or should I get a light? Sure. Should I try underhood light, or is that going to be the wrong kind of light? Now we're not only asking us powder coating questions, we're also asking camera and lighting technique questions now. This is a weird light. Is it good, bad? You want me to bring over a white light? Here. Okay. But this is the light you can win, actually. Yes? No? Should we pull the part out? Show it in front of the light? Sure. Or do you want me to drag a light over? Pull it out. You got to think it quick here, Joe. Pull it out.
Welding gloves?
Welding gloves. Yeah, let me grab them. They're in the back.
All right.
What? Uh-oh. Let me back up and get over towards some more light. Woo. Good, bad? Yeah, lighting?
Good. Right there.
So that's pretty close to chrome. I mean, for powder coating.
For powder, yeah, it's very good.
And you saw it live, so you know there was no trickeration involved. It was strictly you saw us apply it, you saw it cure. You can put it back in. It's got, what, 5 minutes left to actually fully cure?
Yeah.
And if you're just tuning in, you know, you can watch this video recorded on Facebook and YouTube to see how we did it, to get all the tricks, you know, and, you know, just all the tips you need to get results like that. So this one here this one has a while. Yeah, that's going to have a little bit, so we probably won't get to that by it's done. But if you go back, we have one that we did a couple days ago. So, and you can see what happened right there. You know, the atomic orange over the white, atomic orange over the chrome. Just to, you know, show a couple options with one.
Exactly. Different ways you can go about getting different effects. And you don't have to just layer a white or a chrome. You can do it over one of our veins, or, you know, put the orange over a red to get a different kind of effect to it.
Orange and maroon. I like that.
Exactly.
I went to Virginia Tech, so they're school colors.
Oh, there
so
you
we
go.
should do some fluorescent orange with maroon. I like that color combination. So, yeah, I like the rally blue looks good, and we got a lot of powder. And it seems like we have more powders than we used to.
Yeah, we still have right around 100.
100 powders?
But we're branching out into new colors, trying to expand the palette to attract different markets.
Yeah. And so, like I said, if you tuned in late, make sure you watch this whole thing recorded. Lots of tips, lots of tricks. You're going to see the chrome actually get applied. You're going to learn how to do that, learn how to make it look really good. Beau had a couple little tips, and as you can see, it worked. And then you're going to see us applying 2 coats. We had a valve cover we had already applied white over, and we just had to apply the atomic orange. And yeah, and it's not that big of an investment. You know, I mean, a powder coating gun is very reasonably priced, and all the other stuff you need is stuff you can use for other stuff. You know, you're going to use the wire, you're going to use the pre-paint prep, you're going to use the wipes. A lot of stuff, if you're painting, you probably already have the tack claws, gloves, dust mask.
Exactly, you should
so
have all.
You already have a lot of the stuff if you're doing any kind of painting. So it's a very minimal investment, and it's not just for cars. Like, he was doing stuff around the house. You can do crafts. So, well, I guess is that it for the day?
I think that's it.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us for this live video. Like I said, don't forget, let us know, even if you're watching recorded, what time you want to see them. 9 a.m., noon, or 3 in the afternoon Eastern time, because we're here in Pennsylvania. And don't forget to share this video for a chance to win. We're going to give away this underhood light, which is one of our most popular lights. It rotates, it stretches. Actually, if you're watching right now, you might see this in a TV commercial. We actually have a TV commercial airing for this light that's doing really well. So, okay. Well, thanks again, Beau, and let's get out of here.
All right.